So today I decided to go see 28 Years Later. Going into this experience with zero bias. Yes, I've seen a couple reaction videos already. I've seen a couple reviews already. It's not really sounding too great for this film. Just look at this.
The ending of 28 Years Later has to be talked about. If you haven't seen the movie yet, I suggest you click off now. So as we know, we end up seeing Jimmy and the Jimmies themselves, which is almost like a group of Power Rangers who end up showing up at the end of the movie to save Spike.
But hey man, we're going into this with zero bias, so I'm going to give you guys an update on my review, my honest review of this movie when I do come back from the theater. So wish me luck, yeah? We back. So look, I went to the theater. I'm not going to lie. I saw the movie, right? As I told you before, I went there with low expectations, you know what I'm saying? I didn't really expect too much. When I tell you guys, the look of disappointment on my face as I was leaving the movie theater, it was disgusting. I was disgusted at the fact that I even wasted my time watching this film. I mean, just listen to what I said. I'm gonna give y'all an honest review. That shit was ass. I just wasted time and energy, you heard? Now look, upon entering the theater, I'm not gonna lie, I did not expect the movie to start off the way that it did. Another thing that I did not like about this film was the son taking the mother who has cancer, which we find out later in the story that she actually has cancer. So you took her out of the town, like you took her off the island and you brought her to the mainland with all the zombies just for her to hold you back. Not only hold you back, but have to end up dying anyway. Bro, like I don't understand some of the logic in this film, bro. And then the dad, after he gets caught cheating, he doesn't even go look for his own son. Like, what type of father do you have to be to allow your son to walk into the den of wolves and not want to go after him? Let him stay out there for how long it was? Like a couple days, a week? That's tough. And you didn't do anything to help him until the end of the movie. Your day room, bro. The next thing that I want to talk about, the pregnant zombie. Okay, now look, hear me out. I'm a big fan of The Last of Us. I'm a big fan of a lot of zombie thrillers, zombie movies, zombie genres, bro. I have never seen in my life a pregnant zombie. Now look, the way that they played it off, you know, the zombie giving birth and then the baby not being infected, but then the zombie still trying to end up killing the mother who saved the baby. Now look, my whole, you know, experience watching that, mind you, I went to a dine-in. So I'm eating food as I'm watching a zombie give birth to a newborn baby. Imagine eating a burger and watching a newborn baby being born in front of your face. And I sat in the front row seat, like it was right there in my face, bro. Like, how would you feel? You know, the director might have had some type of fetish going. I don't know what's going on with bro. But look, man. Okay? Now, we got to talk about a lot of things that I also peeped as far as the action sequences in the movie. There weren't that many. Now, I would have loved to be able to see more zombies in the film, which we didn't get. Okay? For some odd reason, they decided to show us just the character story and the character arc. But they didn't show us, like, the actual action, like, what we came to see. We came to see something that was, you know, relevant to 28 weeks later. Apparently, this film has nothing to do with that, okay? So it has nothing to do with the 28 days later, 28 weeks later. It's a completely different story in general. They completely shifted everything around. They threw different bits and pieces, and that's another thing, is the story was very scattered. Not only was it fast paced, but it was very scattered. It's very hard for you to keep up with what was going on. And another thing that I also want to point out as well too was the background music of the movie. It was annoying. It was annoying. Like, I would have rather sat and listened to Ken Carson than be. Not only did I not expect it to start off the way it did, but I did not expect it to end the way it did, which we're going to touch on in the end of the video. So look, okay, right off the bat, the first thing that I noticed with the film was it was great cinematography. Like, I don't know how they did it with the iPhones like that, bro, but the way that they were able to shoot the visuals of the movie, you kind of felt like you were like intertwined with the atmosphere. Like I felt like I was actually in the film, you know what I'm saying? But the only other problem that I had with that was that the plot was a little too fast paced. Like you had no time to really get to know the characters. There was no time to really get to bond with the main character, which was the little boy. Now, the one thing that I can say, even though the plot was a little fast paced, I like the way that they kind of took the story towards the middle. When the son found out that the dad was cheating on the mother, and then he ran away and tried to find a cure for that was beautiful. That's the chef's kiss, as they would call it. Now, I did notice with the zombies that there were a lot of similarities between them and the I Am Legend zombies. It's almost like they've built some type of intelligence over time that allowed them to be able to track them down throughout the entire movie. Bro, when I tell you, the alphas, bro. Now, number one, another problem that I had with the film, why do I have to see a gigantic zombie penis? I don't want to see that. I don't want to see a zombie penis. Now, look, I have so much respect for the directors of this film, bro. But, like, you might have some type of fetish or something going on, like, in the back of your, you know what I'm saying? Because you shot that scene for scene with an iPhone. But other than those things, though, I don't really want to drag this review out a little too long. I also saw that there were no end credits for the movie, which I would have loved to see, especially from this franchise. I would have loved to see an end credit. Hopefully, they do continue on the story from this point. You can't just leave it at that, bro. Like, we're not going to leave it at Go Power Rangers and then just expect everyone to be satisfied with the film. No. Like, I literally went there for the sole purpose of critiquing this entire movie. And half of it was stupid. Half of it didn't even need to be there, if we're being honest. Okay? Now, the last thing that I want to mention about this film, once again, was that the cinematography for the film was pretty good. Especially for the fact that they shot it on an iPhone was pretty good. But yeah, other than those things, the movie was pretty good. I'll give it a 8 out of 10. Nah. Let's be honest, I'll give it a 7 out of 10. Only because of the fact that it managed to actually keep me watching and not going on my phone. So, with that being said, hopefully you guys liked the video. Give it a big thumbs up. Comment down below what we should watch next and talk about in the next video. And also, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Guys, we managed to actually surpass our record for last week. So, I just want to give you guys a really big shout out. Keep spreading the love, keep showing support. It really means a lot to me. I just started out this channel about a week ago, and we already, you know what I'm saying, we already locked in. So, hey man, with no further ado, I'm gonna let y'all have a good day. If you do go see this film though, like I said, don't set your expectations too high. It's not worth it. It's not. But yeah, have a good one.